that we was having. I'm not too sure what was going on with it. Let's see. Hopefully this fixed the problem that we were having. Honestly, not too sure what was causing it. Just technical difficulties. And I appreciate everybody for working with me and not being mad or anything. Or can I can't. I'm trying to pin a message. Jeez. Let's see here. Pin message. Booyah. All right. Please tell me you're in the game. Just give me 1 second. Skip too far. Skip too far. What's good, y'all? Give me 1 second. I think it was my Wi-Fi. I was trying to screenshot something. I'm trying to make sure everything is cool and culture for y'all, man. And I keep locking my phone. I'm trying to make sure everything. How is the live looking? Is it looking better, y'all? Jesus, how do I screenshot? Is it the top one? It is the top one. All right, give me 1 second. Be patient, please. Be patient. I'm trying to get this right, so my thumbnail won't be all weird with my mouth open. It just look weird and look bad. It's just one of them things I gotta do. Edit. My face look all twisted. Custom. Boom, we back. All right, so what was I talking about? People were discussing the fact that my views went down since I moved. Yes, I have noticed my views probably dropped off 95%. It happens in this world of being a creator, that's what happens. If you don't like the content that people post, if you don't like the content that people usually see you post, it's just one of those things where people just stop tuning in and think those who are watching you actually support you. But those who are here right now, I appreciate it. Anthony Morales on Facebook said, tuning in from Arizona. Thank you, man. Hopefully the live is not doing it, or so. It is lagging out. Wait. Luis Castro said, what's up from Colorado? I appreciate it, man. Is it lagging on y'all end too? Because it is extremely laggy on Facebook. I just want to double check. Usually I have this all set up, but me having to restart it, it's just one of them things, man. It's just one of them things. Wait, I'm supposed to be on YouTube. All right. Hopefully we back for good. So back to what's going on with my views and people tuning in. It's just one of them things that happens, and I am actually into this not just for the clout, not just for the views or for the money. And even the fact I don't make much money off these videos. It's really just me doing what I like doing, and that's pretty much all I got to say for that. But enough of the ranting and all that other stuff. We getting back to y'all comments because I do see y'all tuning in. So thank you. Lucas said he can't get his chain to stay on. It's 3 things when it comes to the chain. Make sure it's aligned properly. Make sure there's not too many kinks or twists or bends. Sometimes you may have a chain that is actually bent just because of the tension on it. It happens. It's normal. I got a chain here. I just don't know where I put it. So I would show you an example. So make sure chain is not bent. Make sure it's lubricated and just not super rusty or too oily. And make sure the chain is not too long. A lot of people, when they're cutting a chain, they may cut their chain a little too long, normal. Usually I like to start with the motor furthest to the rear of the frame. Get a good measurement because the chain is going to stretch. So if you cut it where it leaves a little bit of adjusting room, you'll be good. Those 3 things I would say look out for. Appreciate everybody tuning in right now. We got 16 viewers, so thank you so much. Raul said, "What's good, bro? Thank you for tuning in, my man. I appreciate it. It means a lot. Thank you." Nubs with guns. 11 p.m. Not like I got much to do. Hey, man, I feel you. It's a work day. I don't got much to do really besides this. I live alone, so it's just me. So this is pretty much all I do. Yo, what's good, Daedae? Mountain Creek Detailing. Hey, man, I appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you. It looks good. All right, boom. Hey, bro, I got a question tuning in from Denver, Colorado. What's good, man? Midland, Texas in the house. Thank you. All better now. Good. Watching from Compton. Appreciate it. That is a long comment. All right, I got you. New York, not the part you're thinking. Have you ever thought about making one of them bike motors fast? I think mine is okay, fast. For what it is, it's literally fast. It actually surprised me when I built this bike. A lot of people know this was a customer bike. Shout out to Danny. He looked out for me with this, man. So I appreciate you so much, Danny. Thank you. This was my first big motor that I built pretty much with just the knowledge that I've got just over the past years. And I did it in a garage, Did it with the tools I had, did it with the resources I had. And it actually surprised me. And knock on wood, I haven't rebuilt it yet, haven't changed the head gasket, hasn't adjusted the rockers, no nothing. That's why I really just been letting it sit because, oh yeah, it's getting about that time. I just been nervous about it because I do need to go through it. I need to change out the head gasket, make sure the valves are seating properly still. I need to put some new valves, some new springs in there, change the bearings, change all the seals, just simple maintenance, but it becomes expensive. That's why I really just put it off to the side. I haven't really messed with it. I am going to bring it out Sunday, probably do like 3 or 4 passes on it, then put it up. I'm doing the engine for the blue bike, just looking for a cam so I can ride on it. So I wanted to be using that bike so much just because the maintenance on it just becomes very expensive. Oh yeah, bad sprockets can mess a chain up, especially if they're worn unevenly. I've seen some sprockets miss any teeth. I've had it happen to me. I'm just very rough on my bike, so that is a thing that happens. All right, hey bro, so I have a Monster motor with the 212 Ghost and it runs pretty good, but I'm thinking about switching over. Whoa! I'm thinking about switching over to a torque converter with a small sprocket in the rear to get some of the lower end. So a torque converter is tricky. So unlike clutch, like the ones we use on our race bikes, for those who don't know, this is a 3-disc bully clutch. It has a lot of torque that allows you to pretty much adjust this clutch to the stall that you desire for a launch. But a torque converter, man, a torque converter is a different breed. Like the first torque converter bike I rode, I got off of it. I said, I'm gonna stick to clutches. This torque converter is not for me. Now, when you're getting for a torque converter, it's kind of hard, it's kind of tricky. I just keep it like, golly. All right, so when you're in for a torque converter, it's kind of tricky. It really goes based off what driver you have, because you have some good drivers that allow you to get a lot of low end torque or bottom end, but they fall off top end wise and won't allow you to rev up to the highest RPM you can possibly get. If you get a better quality driver, which is the front section of a pulley that sits on, so you got your driven in back here, you got your driver right here. Your driver connects to the to the crank on your engine, which transfers over from a belt, and there will be a small sprocket behind your driven that goes from the torque converter to the chain. All right. So when you got I wouldn't say, let's say not good of a quality driver, it doesn't allow you really to get what you're looking for. Bottom end. So you really don't have to gear for it, in my opinion, because it's going to provide for you. Now, the biggest thing is you don't want to go too low, because depending if you're just riding, racing, I know in the race world, it's much differently because we're gearing forward. We want our bike to launch off real hard. We want that power band to kick in real good. But right before the finish line, we want that power band just to go cut off. Literally 2 feet before the finish line, the goal for me, if I can get my gearing in to where my bike stops pulling at least 5 feet before, I'm happy. Just given the fact, hopefully you don't lose, Let's hear that bike in the background fire up. Now, see, look, first off, you trying to get me kicked out. Second off, you trying to get me to set this house on fire. For one, plus I don't have any M5, I don't have any oil, or I don't have a starter box. So, yeah, I wish I would turn it on for you, but right now maybe in the future, the garage and all that other good stuff, I can do that. 60 in the rear. All right, so if you're running the Mega Moto 212, or is it the 80 swap with a 212? Because the Mega Moto 212 is the big bike with the front big suspension, with the 8-inch tires. Now, if you're running 8-inch tires, my advice, if they're anything taller than 13 inches, so I'm gonna say 8 times 10. But if you want your bike to perform it's best and you have 13-inch tires that is bigger, I suggest using a torque converter, in my opinion. And if you don't know where to go look for a torque converter, just go to or matter of fact, just type in gopowersports.com and it's going to pop up. Don't even type www. Forget the fact that I said that. If you have a regular engine that's, about a good 8-9 horsepower, I would suggest the 30 series, the regular 30 top end you look for. All right, let's see here. Diego said, yo, I have a question. How do you make a wire tire fit on a 5-inch rim? I remember that. I meant to get to yours. So, the 5-inch rim, we have a few different types of, I won't say but there's a few different types of 5-inch rims out there. You have 5-inch rims that are much thicker, as in deeper, which, say if this rim and this is the inside, these joints contagious. That means it's live and to be over a little bit, because I am whooped. But we go get to it still. So you have different styles of 5-inch rims. Or if you just have the regular 5-inch, they use a spacer, which you pretty much put some tape around so you won't pop your inner tube, put it in between the spacer, and that allows you to make, quote unquote, make a wide 5-inch rim. Sorry, I didn't finish my other comment. Hello, what's your opinion on the Dyno 315 cal? It really go based off what you're looking for in performance. Honestly, my combo might not be a combo that you're looking for. Some people might like to run 360, a 355, a 265, a fire 265, a hot 265, a 308. It really all depends on what you're looking for, what ratio you're going for, and how your head is going to be set up. Now, people don't realize, once you start going big in cams, you have to get, I don't know if I would call them heavier springs. I don't have any here. Everything's at work. But you have to have heavier springs, which causes you, unfortunately, to go to a machine shop if you don't have one already, or if you don't have a head with the pockets cut. Now, when I say pockets cut, do I have a head? No, it's at work. So if you can imagine, I got to bring it in. But you have to cut the spring pockets to allow you to run the heavy springs to go with that cam. A lot of people don't realize some cams, depending on where you get it from, it may be a cam with welded lobes on it, or it may be a cam or with, I don't know how they do the casting of it, or if it's just grinded down and sanded. But some places like Iski, I know Iski, shout out to Small Engine Cams. I know Iski welds his cams personally, and they get grinded down to the dimensions that he's looking for. So they measure out to be a 310, a 356, a 360, a Black Mamba, you know. So it all goes based off how your engine is going to be set up when they come to cams. All right. Yeah, I'm thinking of a Juggernaut with the 40 teeth in the rear. Oh my gosh, bro. Whew. I'm fighting these yawns, y'all. I'm telling you, I am fighting these yawns. But I'm doing it for y'all. Since y'all tuning in, I appreciate y'all. I'm doing it for y'all. All right. Yeah, I'm thinking of the Juggernaut with the 40 teeth in the rear. Yeah, the Juggernauts, man, honestly, when it comes to a torque converter, that any engine with a 3/4 shaft that's making a lot of power, I highly suggest using a Juggernaut. The Juggernaut, I've seen the Juggernaut in action. The Juggernaut, I'm rolling the bike with a Juggernaut. It terrifies me, so that I just wouldn't do. Get cam, but I don't use it to its full potential because it requires like 36-pound springs. I only have 26 springs at the moment. I'm waiting to buy a big valve head. Now, once you get that big valve head, you're going to see a dramatic difference in overall performance, where there's just sound, flow, speed, top end and bottom end wise, torque. You're going to see the big change. It's going to be a big change. I would love it if you did a video on disc clutches. I can't find much of anything explaining exactly how they work. Now, if you wasn't in my past live streams, so I can give you pretty much a summary about a disc clutch. I want to take one apart. I can probably take mine apart, honestly. I just don't feel like getting my hands done. Plus, it's kind of late. As you can see, I'm tired. So, tomorrow, my goal is, well, I got a lot of things. I got engines. I got a flathead I got to bring on here. Shout out to Mr. Tim. Mr. Tim let me get a flathead to bring over here to show y'all. So, whew, I'm tired. All right. So, I will try my best to do... Oh, that's my ice machine. I would try my best on explaining the function, the purposes, and the setup of a disc clutch. I have the manual to this exact clutch here. Well, this box is for that one. I threw this box away a long time ago. So it comes with a manual, so I can go ahead and go through it tomorrow again for you. If you tune in, just say, hey, can you go through the manuals of the disc clutch? And I got you. And I just give you pretty much explanations of my understanding of it so far. Now, I'm not the smartest in the world. I may be wrong about a few things, but I feel like I can get the point across. How do you go about tuning them is what I was looking for. What I was looking into and hit a wall. I have an idea, but I'm not sure what will work, and I don't have $400 to bet on the idea in my head, LOL. Now, from my understanding, the point of this clutch is to pretty much allow you to do high speeds, high revs, and pretty much gives you the function of stalling your clutch out. Now, a lot of people don't realize these clutches were originally not meant for mini bikes. This is a go-kart clutch that somebody figure out, hey, we can use these on the mini bikes for a good reason, and they're gonna hold up. They're strong. Bro, I'm finna turn that ice machine on, man. I thought it was a ghost in here. So in the go-karting world, this clutch allows to be ran hard, strong, and reliable, and it's rebuildable. That's I would say one of my biggest things that I like about this clutch is you're able to rebuild it and run it the same way as it was brand new. Now, the only thing about that is this clutch is still expensive on a rebuild. On a rebuild, if you don't know or have the knowledge of rebuilding this is going to cost you, I would say, about $150 to $200 to rebuild this clutch. Now, this is a $450 clutch. Some places you may find cheaper. Some places you may find more expensive. You feel me? But this is a clutch that can be rebuilt. So that's one of my biggest reasons why I love these. And just the fact that you can use and abuse them. Now, this clutch has been through pretty much everything. This is a clutch I fell on, crashed on, did burnouts, racing back to back every day, running up and down the street on Sunday. So I can say these clutches take a lot of beating. And also being able to just change out the gear just on the fly. So look at that. I can't show y'all that gear. Hold on, I'm tripping. Hold on. But yeah, just being able to show y'all, just being able to switch out the gears. You know, you may be at the racetrack. And when it comes in the karting world, that's a very big industry that is very lucrative and you find people in there that take that serious. You know, some people have $15,000 carts with 4 spare motors and may have 3 different carts. I've been to the go-kart track where I done seen people pull up in $80,000 trailers just to unload 7 go-karts, you know. So it's that type of business. And when it comes to racing with them, they need the best quality that they can get that's going to last, that they can beat on for laps and laps and laps and laps, that's not going to melt or break. And I pretty much did everything with this clutch. I didn't try to break this clutch, I ain't going to lie to you. But that is one of my main reasons why I like bully clutches. Do they lock in one at a time? As in the weight. So right here we have the weight of the clutch. We have the springs of the clutch. So when this clutch spins, the weights open in my head. Now, I may be wrong. This is just in my head. When this clutch gets to spin at a high RPM, the weights go back. They either go forward or back. I think they go back. They open up and they pretty much apply pressure to a plate in here that pretty much gives friction in between the disc. So when the disc grab at a certain RPM, that's what moves. These weights will stay open and not move your bike or your go-kart until wherever RPM you got the spring set at for whatever RPM. I think that was a good explanation. Let me know if that was a good explanation. I'm not too sure. But, you know, I'm a human. I don't know everything. You know, I learn new things every day. So, work with me. Premier tightening for the win for rideouts and racing. Now, Premiers are one of the most underrated clutches that I believe is around. But the only thing about a Premier, I would break a Premier before I break this. Yes, it is half the price, but it doesn't allow you to do certain functions that you can do to this bully clutch. A Premier is pretty much, in my head, a heavy-duty max torque. This is not a heavy-duty max torque in my head. This is a full race-blown clutch. When people say Premier is a good clutch. It's set pre-stall with the springs in there, but it have the same function and set up the same way, in my opinion, as a max torque. That's just my opinion. What do you think, Daddy? Should I try to run the Juggernaut and 40 teeth rear, number 35 chain on my Monster motor, running a Ghost 24 PWK with E85 aluminum flywheel and coil, basic stuff. Now, if you're running, if you're racing, I suggest a 35 chain. If you're just doing ride-outs and riding around the neighborhood or riding around at your piece of property that you may own, I would suggest getting a 420 chain. Just because the 30, to me, unless you actually like just racing and just making a few passes and putting the bike up, you just get a 420 chain. It will last just as long as a 35 chain. Because my 35 chain, I haven't switched since I built this bike about 10 months ago. So, yeah. And then sat down and ran and all types of stuff. Got flip, drag, all over the place. What's a good gear ratio for a billy rod and flywheel setup? So, the billy rod, it depends on, when it comes to gear ratios, the billy rod has just something small in that part. So, a billy rod is either you're getting the standard stroke, which is the 3.308 or the 3.308 20 over for more compression. That pretty much just strengthens the motor. The billy flywheel, that adds timing and also strengthens the motor itself. Because on the stock flywheels at certain RPMs, the magnet will fly off and destroy what I like to call the ears, which your coil sits on. Perfect. I got one. I got a block. So, on the stock flywheel, when the magnet flies off, it usually takes off these portions right here because it usually flies off when it comes right back in contact with that coil. So once it comes, it usually take off this ear and possibly this ear also. So that's what the billy rod and flywheel basically does, unless your engine is getting built, super long rod, like, let's say, super long rod like a 3.707. Now, this rod is for more compression, strength, and pretty much a fast, I wouldn't say stroke, because this is pretty much a rod that I would say if you're trying to gain more speed and a higher compression. Now, this would be something that gets you there. Now, when it just comes to the regular stroke rod size, it would just be for strengthening the engine and make sure that rod don't break on you. .35 stretches too fast for off-road, I've been told. You are 130% correct. A 35 train, in my opinion, is pretty much meant for track or drag racing. Or if you're using a kart racing. But then again, on a go-kart, their chain is not as long as ours, so it stretches, but it can only go so far. Ours stretches out, and it has so many links, it just becomes sometimes unreliable. But 9 times out of 10, if you got a gold 35 chain, it's going to stretch. All chains are going to stretch, but usually that one stops stretching once it's pre-stretched. Let's see. I may be skipping some people's questions. I apologize about that. My gold 35 chain of Trooper never gave me a problem. I'm telling you, you take care of these bikes going to take care of y'all, man. My neighbor races cars, 13 horsepower clones, and uses 35 chain with no problem. Yep. So when it comes to car racing, 9 times out of 10, they're using the 35. They're using the 35 chain. Big BICV. Hey, man, thanks for subscribing, dog. If you're in here, appreciate it, man. I worry more about my right foot than the motor breaking. I can replace it, but broken ankles hurt. You ain't lying about that. I've used 40, 41 chain and 420 on my bike. 420 seemed to work the best for me. Yes, and when it comes to off-roading, I don't suggest using 40 or 41 chain. I always suggest using 420 chain just because it's pretty much the thickest chain. Don't quote me, but as far as I know, it's the thickest chain that we use on our mini bikes. Now, unlike the Chinese go-karts, they use a number 50 chain, which is about that thick, but the links are so big, who want to use that on the mini bike? Plus, I don't even think we have clutches with a 50 size chain gear. So my setup right now is rod, flywheel, 26-pound springs, and a 26mm nibby. I don't know if I want to switch to 35 chain to set along with a Hilliard clutch, hitting 45 with the 10 tooth and the rear 40 on number 40 chain. Now, this is the thing when it comes to Hilliard clutches. In my opinion, some people have good experiences with the Hilliard clutches. Some people don't. Me personally, haven't had too many good experiences with the Hilliard clutch itself. That's why I'm not saying I don't recommend it. It's just be aware, just because of the simple fact that I've had many Hilliard clutches break on me. Usually it's just a shaft breaking off because it's a brass bushing, which is understandable. Plus, it's a $40 clutch. For the price, you can't beat it. If you want a dog on it for like 3 months and it breaks after 4 months, hey, it's $40. You know, when it comes to quality and parts, you're going to get a $20 Amazon clutch, or you're going to go ahead and get a Max. Even a Max Circuit is better than $20. But if you go get that $20 or a Premier, or if you're going to get the Stinger, or if you're going to get a Hooder, it just pretty much go based off. Jesus Christ, I need a haircut. Man, I got so much stuff to do. I'm so behind on a lot of things. How much was it to chrome your T-bars? Looking to buy the new GT's bar with the GT stamp and chrome them. Honestly, I don't know. The owner previously of this bike bought the chrome bars from Votes, so I'm not totally sure how much it was to chrome them. I just bought the bike entirely, so I just don't know how much it costs to chrome them. And I know a lot of chrome places may be different from another one when it comes to prices, so I don't want to go ahead and tell you the wrong price, and it's not that price, you know. Does chain need to be name brand or Amazon chain? Okay. If you're looking for gold chain, whether it's 35 or 420, I always recommend either using ROV. They make some good chains. I have a ROV gold on gold chain on both bikes. I just put one on this bike and ran it. I got to adjust the motor to move it up because it finally stretched after that first full pass, because I can hear the chain just do-do-do-do-do. So I knew it was time to go ahead and reposition that engine. So I suggest using ROV. You know, they make exhaust chains, oil, and all that good stuff. So that's just my suggestion. Will a Wildcat 223 head fit on the Predator block? Honestly, I just don't know that. I would say possibly. I guess from my hearings, if I'm not mistaken, I think a Wildcat possibly. I don't know. I gotta look into it. Honestly, I just don't know too much about the Wildcats. I know they got some good cranks and all that, but hey, I just don't know too much about the Wildcat. 35, get the ROV gold chain. You're not lying. Go, don't go on, big dog. $20 Crapazon clutch. Better get to. Yeah. I've had a lot of people call saying, hey, I bought this clutch and it won't fit my engine. Like, I think I had a customer on Saturday who came into the store with an engine that he bought off of Amazon, and he came looking for a clutch because the previous clutch, which was 3/4, did not fit his crank. Now, I can't remember if it was a 16mm crank or a 20mm crank, but it was pretty much a Japanese clone of a Honda. So once again, when it comes to quality and universal parts and getting something where you can get parts for, just go with the name brand. It's the easiest way to keep your head, out from under the water. Oh, I bet. Good looking. I'm just asking, looking around about pricing. No problem. 605 in the building. Big 605. Hold on. I got to pin a message. Those are my dogs. Big 605. Sheesh. Big 605 in the building. Big dog. I appreciate y'all. Much love. What's the difference between a racer and cruiser kit from GPS? I got the racer flywheel and rod, but I'm really using it for cruising, thinking of getting a 265. Whew. Woo. There go another one. I think y'all about like 5 or 6 times. What time is it? Because I do got work in the morning, y'all. It's 10:40. Woo! No wonder. All right. I'm going to answer this question, but I think that's going to be it. So y'all save your questions for tomorrow, because as you see, I am exhausted. But let's go ahead and pull that up. So I'm gonna go ahead and go on Go Power website so we can see. I can't remember off exactly in my head. I'm still learning what comes in kits. Let's see, cruiser kits and racer kits. And for those who don't know, he's referring to the Stage 2 kits that Go Power Sports have listed on their website. I'm going to just use a non-Hemi as an example. I'm not sure which engine you have. I'm going to use that one as an example. Let's see. Stage. Uh-oh. I messed up. Crap. Let's go back. Uh-oh. Let's go ahead and pull up that Stage 2 cruiser kit. All right, as of now, I see that the racer kit, well, this thing is not loading. I think it's my Wi-Fi, y'all. But we're going to use the non-Hemi Predator 212 cruiser kit as an example. It comes with the 6625 standard fin billet flywheel, which is the regular length, wide flywheel. Comes with the 6254 billet connecting rod for the Predator. Comes with the Mod 2 cam, Predator cam. Now the racer kit comes with, oh Lord, I'm just messing this all the way up. T.O.B. Racing in the building. Black Boys Racing in the building. Everybody up here tuning in, appreciate y'all, man. I like the PWK best carb I've had for sure. They're honestly a underrated carburetor in my opinion. I got 3 or 4 of them. I've been using them for the past few years. All right. Now, the racer kit comes with the 6695 short bend flywheel, which is the flywheel with the shorter fin, so it has less drag when it comes. The motor doesn't stay as cooled, but it is less drag. So that means your flywheel is going to spin more freely. I'm not going to say all the way freely, but it's going to spin more freely. You got the 6254 billet connecting rod, the same. Then you get the hot 265 cam. So that's one of the difference. The short fin billet flywheel is a difference. And this kit, which is also the racer kit, once again, everybody, you get the 22-pound valve springs. That's different. In a cruiser, you get 18-pound springs. Then you get the same side cover gasket, the head gasket, and the spark plug. And this kit is recommended for 26, 24, or 22 millimeter. I think, in my opinion, you could push it to a 28 if you could get it tuned in real good. Pretty much all flywheels come with 32 degrees unless you get the billet adjustable flywheel. But once it gets to that part, I don't know too much about that. So don't be asking me too much questions about that, all right? For the hot cam, all you need is measure push rods. Honestly, if you're looking for a 265 cam and you're looking to build, your engine, I suggest using the Fire 265 cam. It's a much the 265 cam is a good cam, but the 265 Fire cam is a cam that is built way better than the hot 265. So I suggest using that one. But yeah, as of now, that's it for the night. I do gotta hit the bed. I do got work in the morning. So tomorrow I'm gonna go get on a little bit sooner than I did today. You know, we was having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we worked it out. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank y'all. Yeah, have a good, safe night and all that good stuff. So I appreciate y'all. Yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow. I will be giving an explanation on the purpose and how the three disc bully clutch function. And also I want to bring in the engine that got blown up that was previously on a blue bike and a flathead. I think it's a Raptor. My guy Chris that comes up to Go Power Sports, he's a flathead fanatic, him and Evan. So I think it's a Raptor. So we go bring it in. We go see the differences since both of them don't have a side cover on. So y'all think y'all gonna be surprised. Yeah, so y'all tune in tomorrow. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. And your boy is pretty much out of here.